Hello dear students, welcome to Target KHAKHI. Today we are going to discuss about plant hormones in our biology subject from coordination lesson. Okay, actually what are plant hormones? Like human beings and like animals in the body, some chemical substances are produced. They are only called as hormones. So these hormones are essential for the plants also. But for what use it is? Hormones in the plants help in their growth, development, and the waste products which are to be sent out. Okay now. So plant hormones are also called as phytohormones. So today in our biology subject we are going to discuss about plant hormones. They are also called as phytohormones. Every seed develops into a new sapling, that is called as baby plant, and that process is called as germination. But what are the essential factors needed for the germination of a seed? Everybody know that. What is that? Air, water, sunlight, minerals, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Okay now. So these all are necessary for a seed. Okay, children. Actually, in the seed, embryo is present. Okay, this embryo should develop into a new baby plant. What are the factors responsible for this? Who is helping for a seed to grow like this? Means air, number one. Number two is water. Number three, sunlight. Number four, minerals which are present in the soil. And the last one is carbon dioxide. Okay, so these are the necessary things which a seed needs to grow like a new baby plant, and this plant grows like a tree also after some days. This is nothing but growth and development. But what are the reactions occurs inside the plant body? Nothing but hormones. Some chemical substances are there which helps the plants to grow properly for their development, for the growth of leaves, for the growth of stem, for the growth of roots, okay, for lateral buds, flowers and fruits also. So plant hormones are necessary for this. First, the two scientists, Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, they done experiment on plant hormones. Okay, how a plant, because of its chemical reactions inside its plant body, how it bends during the daytime when it is preparing some food materials inside it, How it bends only towards the sunlight. Okay. So Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, they conducted experiment. Is there any growth hormone in the plant body? Is there any hormone helping the plant to grow and to bend towards the sunlight? So they conducted experiment on tropical movements of plants. What are tropical movements again? Tropical movements. Charles Darwin and his son Francis Darwin both conducted experiment on plants growth. Okay na? How a plant is growing, is there any hormone or is there any substance which helps the plant to grow? So they tested only during the presence of sunlight. So the plants, they bend towards sunlight. They will be exposed to sunlight in order to prepare food materials in the daytime, and that process is called as photosynthesis. You know very well. Okay na? So that experiment was phototropism. To know whether any chemical substance is there for the plants which is helping for growth and development. Okay na? Phototropism means the direction of response. Okay, the direction of response is towards sunlight. The direction of response is towards sunlight according to the direction of stimulus. Okay na? Now here stimulus is sun rays coming from the sunlight. The response is bending of plant towards sunlight. Okay, this is called as phototropism. Understood? Phototropism. But later FW went. After Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, FW went. He also conducted experiment on the plants. He also conducted experiment on plants by cutting the coleoptile and placed agar-agar black. Agar-agar blocks. Okay na? What do you mean by coleoptile? I will say no. If a seed germinates, then it gives rise to two parts. One part will grow above the ground and one part will grow below the ground. This below part is called radicle. It is also called root system. And the above part is called plumule. It is called shoot system. Okay na? plumule. From this plumule only he effluent, he removed the, he cut the portion of this. This is called as coleoptile, and on this he placed agar-agar block, agar-agar block. What is this agar-agar block? It looks like a camphor, like Arthikarpuram size, and it looks like a candle wax, like a jelly substance. Okay, so that jelly substance contains some growth hormone in it. So it is it will be additional to the plant on which it is kept. It supports the plant by secreting a juicy substance, a chemical substance on it. Okay, a chemical substance on it. And the plant shown the growth towards, and the plant shown toward bending towards one side. So he also done phototropism experiment only by placing agar-agar block. It is a chemical substance which contains growth hormone. But Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, they conducted experiment only during in the presence of sunlight. But F.W. went not only in the presence of sunlight, in the absence of sunlight also, he done the experiment of phototropism by placing agar-agar block on the coleoptile. This is called coleoptile. Okay, na? Next. So now, how plant hormones, how the hormones are very useful for the plant body in its lifetime, for growth, development, for lateral buds, for flowering, for fruiting, for giving rise to roots in order to fix in the soil. Next, in the elongation of the stems, lateral branches, everything, right? So now what are the plant hormones required for the plant body? Now we are going to see that. These are also called as phytohormones. Phyto refers to plants. So number one, what are the plant hormones? Number one, auxins. The first plant hormone is auxin. Auxin helps in promoting cell elongation. Okay, na? Auxin helps in promoting cell elongation in the plant body, cell division also, and differentiation of roots and stem. Understood? So it promotes cell elongation, next cell division, and differentiation. Next, the second plant hormone is gibberellins. Gibberellins. Gibberellins help in promoting or regulating seed germination. Gibberellins help in promoting seed germination. When seed starts germinating, what happens? The stem arises from the seed and grows vertically above the ground, right? Vertically above the ground. So, stem elongation. and also when stem elongates, okay, in its shape and structure, then it gives rise to number of branches also. What happens? From the branches, lateral buds will arise. Lateral buds will arise. Those buds only give rise to flowers. That's why it also help in flower formation. How the flower will form in the plant? From the bud only. Bud means what? Mogga. So that bud only arises like a flower. So this is about gibberellins. Third one is cytokinins. What cytokinins will do? What is their role actually in the plant body? They help in promoting cell division, they help in promoting cell division. Next, differentiation, and nutrient mobilization. Nutrient mobilization. Understood everybody? This is about cytokinins. Number 4, abscisic acid. Abscisic acid. ABA, abscisic acid is nothing but ABA, abscisic acid. Abscisic acid, it functions opposite to gibberellins. Gibberellins help in seed germination, but abscisic acid stops seed germination. Okay, that only we call as inhibits seed germination. And it promotes closure of stomata. It promotes closure of stomata. Okay, so once again you listen. Auxins, first one, auxins helps in promoting cell elongation. Next, cell division and differentiation of roots and stem. Next, gibberellins, second one, it helps in promoting or regulating seed germination, stem elongation and flower formation. Next, cytokinins. Cytokinins help in promoting cell division, differentiation and nutrient mobilization. Next, abscisic acid. Abscisic acid inhibits seed germination and it promotes closure of stomata. Closure means nothing but closing of stomata. Here inhibits means nothing but stops. Actually this is called as seed germination. Inhibits seed germination is called as seed dormancy. What do you mean by seed dormancy? Seed dormancy is nothing but a condition in which a seed cannot germinate properly even though favorable conditions are present in the nature or in the environment. Okay, a seed dormancy means the condition in which the seed cannot germinate properly even though favorable conditions are present around it. Favorable conditions means air, water, sunlight, carbon dioxide, minerals, salts in the soil, etc. Okay. Now, up to now you have seen 4 phytohormones. Now next one is, the last one is ethylene. Okay, ethylene. The fifth one is ethylene. But what is ethylene? Ethylene is a gas. Ethylene gas helps in promoting the ripening of fruits. You know, first the fruit will be without ripened. But which hormone will help in the ripening? Actually, we eat ripened fruits only generally. But who will help in ripening of fruits? Ethylene gas. It is a gas, okay, which help in ripening of fruits. Ethylene is a gas which helps in promoting the ripening of fruits. Okay, so these are the 5 phytohormones which are present in the plants, which help in the growth and development of the plant body. That's why we see a small baby plant grows like a big and large tree which bears number of branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. Okay, next thing is we are going to discuss about the tropic movements and nastic movements. And tropic movements. What is meant by nastic movements and tropic movements? Okay, just now I told you in Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin experiment and F.W. Went experiment. Okay, they done experiment on phototropism. So nothing but phototropism, auxins. They conducted experiment on auxins, phytohormones. Okay, how in the plant the cell division starts and cell elongation starts. How roots and stem is differentiated. Okay, into above the ground level and below the ground level, under the earth, right? So nastic movements. Same like human beings and animals, plants also show some response to stimulus. Okay, they respond to the external environment. Nothing but in the surroundings. Okay, na? Example, I already told you, touch me not plant. Its scientific name is Mimosa pudica. Okay, it is also called Attipatti plant. When we touch it, its leaves are closed. Okay, its leaves are closed by losing the water and storing in the leaf stalk or petioles. After some time, again they come to original position, normal position, right? So now we are going to discuss about nastic movements and tropic movements. In the nature or in the environment, sometimes the direction of the stimulus, okay, the direction of the stimulus will respond to the direction of the response. Sometimes the direction of the response will not be determined by the direction of the stimulus. That is only called as nastic movements. Okay, na? Nastic movements. But what are tropic movements? When the direction of the stimulus is determined by the direction of the response, and when the direction of the response is determined to the direction of the stimulus at the same time, such type of movements are called tropic movements. What are they? Tropic movements. Number 1. Tropic movements. Number 1. Phototropism. What is phototropism? If the plant shows response to the direction of the stimulus given by the sunlight, okay, then it is called as phototropism. Photo means light, sunlight. Okay, na? The direction of the stimulus is determined by the bending towards sunlight, bending towards the direction of sunlight. Bending towards the direction of the sunlight. Next, geotropism. Geotropism. What do you mean by geo? Geo means earth, nothing but land, ground. Okay. Geotropism means we are seeing in the nature several plants and trees, but we can't see the roots. The plant roots are completely fixed under the ground only. They are restricted until the plant death. So the roots are spreaded widely under the ground only, under the soil only. So the direction which is shown by the roots towards the earth is called as geotropism. Growth of roots towards the direction of earth. And you know very well, the earth will have the gravitational force, okay? It can attract every object towards it by its gravity, right? Next, third one, chemotropism. Chemotropism. Okay. Chemotropism. Some plants respond to chemicals also. Suppose if we pour any chemical, suppose example, to remove the unwanted plants like grass, if I pour insecticide, if I spray insecticide, then automatically the green leaf changes into yellow leaf after 1 or 2 days. Here what is happening? The plant is showing response to chemicals. Then there will be no growth actually. And next thing is chemotropism means, chemo means chemicals. The plants which respond to chemicals, the plants which respond to chemicals or direction of the chemicals is called chemotropism. Responding towards chemicals, responding towards the chemicals. And you know, in chemicals, some useful chemicals also there. If we pour nothing but example, inguva, it is one, actually it is one natural one only, but inguva makes the plants for the proper growth also. Sodium chloride is there. Some plants like guava, okay. If we pour common salt, nothing but sodium chloride, at the root's place, and if we pour water immediately, then after some days it responds to chemicals and there will be there will be response to that common salt, nothing but sodium chloride, which helps in killing some insects or harmful bacteria or microorganisms which destroy the plant. Next, fourth one, hydrotropism. Hydrotropism. Okay, children, I think you have seen so many plants. Some plants are growing in the water also. Some plants are bending towards water side. Okay, na? Roots are stem. Okay. And some plants float on the water only, like Pistia, Eichhornia, and Hydrilla, submerged plant. Okay, na? Next. Hydrotropism. The plants which show response towards water bodies. The growth of the plant which shows direction towards water areas. Okay. So, direction towards water. Is called as hydrotropism. Hydro refers to water. Hydro refers to water. Hydrophytes already you learnt in lower classes, in 9th class, in 8th class. What is hydrophytes actually? What are hydrophytes? The plants which grow in water are called hydrophytes. Okay. Similarly, hydrotropism means the movement of the plant which shows towards the direction of the water only. Okay, na? Because the plants need water also, that's why it is called as hydrotropism. Next, the last one is thigmotropism. Thigmotropism. In some plants like leaves for the stem, one side leaf will be there, another side spring like structures are there, they are called as tendrils. Generally we see in the goods. Okay, na? So I am drawing the diagram. This is a plant. This is a plant. One side leaf will be there, another side tendril will be there. Okay, one side leaf will be there, another side tendril. These are called tendrils. In vegetable plants, okay, in some vegetable plants we see a spring-like structures present opposite to the leaf. Otherwise what happens? The stem will bend only one side. Okay, only one side. So, in order to give support, the direction of the leaf will show towards only these tendrils. That's why it is called as thigmotropism. The movement of the plant which stays erect, which stays vertically erect because of the presence of oppositeness to the leaf. So it is called as tendril. Okay, na? Tendrils. So the tendrils give support to the leaf in order to make the stem to stand erect. So such type of tropism is called as thigmotropism. What is that? Thigmotropism. Okay, children, I hope that you understood the plant hormones, right? Plant hormones are also called as phytohormones. So, like animals and human beings, plants also show some response to stimulus. Okay. When the direction of the stimulus is determined by the direction of the response, okay, because of the presence of hormones for the proper growth and development, right? So, this is nothing but for action, some reactions will occur in the plants also. Okay, children, we will meet you in the next class. I hope that you understood very well. Thank you.